This is a 1953 Siata 28S America Roadster.
America's love affair with the car is known throughout the world. Do you recall the day that you first set eyes on this Siata and what your emotions were when you first laid eyes on it?
I think the first time I really laid eyes on one where it really made an impression on me was driving into the high school parking lot, you know, with Chris driving it. He had a very light blue one. And
okay.
God, you look at it and you go, oh my God, that's beautiful. At one time in my life, way back when, 40 years ago, I had a chance to buy that very car that was in that ad. It was a prototype car. It only had a passenger side door. It didn't have a driver's side door. And almost bought it, but it was a little bit too much money. It was being a little frivolous to buy this thing, and I never did buy it. You know, you asked me earlier what it stands for. It's something like society, so you got to say it in Italian, I can't. So Society International Automobile Touring Association.
So when you saw that car being driven for the first day, was there anything in particular that drew you to it? Was the fact that it was such a unique car? Because obviously, no? Okay.
It was just cool.
Yeah.
It was just cool. This car will actually run circles around a 52, 53 Ferrari.
Very lightweight, of course.
Lightweight.
What is the total weight on that thing?
1,950
yeah.
pounds.
Wow.
And now we got the engine tweaked a little bit, which wasn't hard, to about 135 horsepower, 1,950 pounds. Handles great, four-wheel independent suspension, all Fiat-based components. So it's not like you can't get the stuff that's on the car. It's all Fiat-based.
Now, very limited production run, of course.
35 of these Roadsters they made. They made some coupes.
So it is a very rare car.
Today it is.
Yeah.
Today it's very rare. They couldn't sell them. They couldn't sell them. They were too expensive. So they started giving the engines out to different bodybuilders. So today there's Fiats and Siata 8Vs wandering around with nice, beautiful, streamlined bodies. Zagato body. There was one the other day I saw a Zagato bodied Fiat 8V. They called it an 8V because the Italians thought that Henry Ford had copyrighted the V8 emblem and the V8 name, so they just changed around and made an 8V.
Oh, okay.
So these things are called automobiles, 8V.
When you first saw the car, was it actually up for sale, or did you pursue the owner to?
I didn't pursue the owner. A friend of mine, John Eby, had bought one. A very interesting story. He put an ad in Auto Week magazine for 4 years. Actually strung out by the time I found the car. 5 years. He ran this ad. Wanted. 1953 Siata 28S America Roadster. You know, condition unimportant. Called John Eby and had his phone number in it. 4.5 years this ad read, and one day he got a call from a gentleman from Lake Tahoe. He said, I think I have one of those cars you're looking for. Long story short, we go up there with my truck and trailer, we pick this car up. It was under a pine tree with squirrels living in the front seat. You know, it was pretty ratted out. They'd eaten the upholstery off the seat. And I wasn't going to come up to the guy's price. He wasn't going to come down to my price. And finally, John said to me, he said, Dick, I'm buying the car and I'm giving it to you. So that provoked me to go ahead and pay the guy. And I took the car. So I drove it for about 100 miles. And every time you'd stop at a stop sign or a signal, the oil pressure went to 0. The engine wouldn't make any noise, but there was no oil pressure. So I called the guy that built the motor, who was supposed to expert on these things. I said, Tony, what's the deal here? No one's talking. Oh yeah, he said, I built that motor and I don't know what's going on. You need to bring it in to me. I got to tear it all apart and see what's happening. I said, let me tell you something. I bought this car because I had 300 miles on a brand new motor, and you supposedly did the motor, and you're telling me now I got to come in and get a rebuild? He goes, yeah. And I said, no, we're not doing that. So I put the car away, and I put it away for 5 years. I put it in the garage, closed the door, and just said, well, that's it. I'm really ticked because I paid all this money for this car, and the main reason I wanted it was the motor was rebuilt, and now the guy tells me after 300 or 400 miles that the motor, something's wrong with the motor, and he's got to take it apart. And I finally found a guy in Northern California that knew these cars, actually had owned my car at one time. I said, I got a problem. I got an engine problem. Let me, if you're game for it, let me send you the car and we'll take the motor apart and we'll do it right.
It's a Fiat engine?
It's a Fiat 8V engine. So anyway, he came down with his truck, picked the car up, took it up to Northern California, rebuilt the motor, and we started vintage racing the car. And we did well. We did 15 years of vintage racing with the car. And then I retired it and rebuilt everything and painted it, and now it looks like it does today. But that's the story of the car. And
so you've had it 32 years now?
32 years, yeah.
Was it black originally?
Yeah.
Because that's a pretty rare color.
It is a rare color for an Italian car. Yeah. No, it was always originally black.
Right. Well, it's fabulous condition. I mean, have you put any money into restoration?
Yeah, well, I took it in to get it painted after you race it for 10 years or so. 15 years racing it, 10 years actually, And it took 2 years to, get it apart, give it the right instruments in the right place. I mean, racing it, you replace stuff all over the place. And I had the original parts. It even has little hooks. There's 4 hooks on the heads of the engine where when you pull the motor, you put your chain on the hooks and you can yank the motor out that way. It's even got those. And most people just took those off and threw them away because they're a little bit ugly sticking up off the engine. But no, those are on there. So it's good. So yeah, today it's a driver. I mean, I'm not going to race it anymore. And the hero driver days are over for me. So
what is the value of the car? Do you think?
They're kind of all over the lot. This one's in like perfect shape. There's nothing wrong with it. It's probably worth a little north of $800,000. Really? There's one for sale right now for $1.2 million that supposedly belonged to Steve McQueen. Maybe not, but it's
not bad for a $15,000 investment.
I'd say so.
I was going to offer you 16, but I didn't think you did. No, always a pleasure talking with you. It's fascinating to see this car. It's a great car.
Peter, you don't buy these cars for the investment. You buy them for the enjoyment.
Right.
And that's why we drive the car. And it doesn't matter. It's a major part of my net worth, but you just, it's the fun of having them and enjoying them and sharing them with other people and doing this and meeting people like you. I mean, that's what the cars are all about.
Sure. Thanks, Dick.
Thank you. Oh, no, you do. But I haven't seen it for years, and she hasn't, so we're taking it over there. So it's got a twofer today.
If she can get in, give her a ride.
She can get in. Right. 95 years old, still going strong, so.
Super.
Yeah.
Got the key?
Yeah, this is the key.
All right, let's do it.
You can use a nail, but this is a little more, this is a little more exotic, Push it in. Contact. You got the